Manthang, a medieval walled city nestled in a valley just short of the Tibetan plateau in Nepal, roads are a novelty. Till a few years back, this erstwhile capital of the Kingdom of Lo was accessible only on foot, an arduous 15-day trek from the city of Jomsom that required travellers to navigate treacherous mountain passes circumventing the Annapurna Massif and the Dholagiri range in the upper Himalayas. Johan and I got here on adventure motorcycles, a quicker alternative but no less challenging. For 5 days we rode through some of the most inclement terrain we've ever seen, let alone ridden on. Without a doubt, this expedition to what is perhaps one of the remotest corners of the world has been the crowning glory of all our travels in the last year and a half.
There's a shop I saw just outside the old city gate, and there's no way I'm leaving here without a souvenir. Thangkas are Tibetan Buddhist paintings that were originally meant to serve as tools to depict and teach. Some depict various mantras, influential lamas, and other deities and bodhisattvas. I'm getting one that shows the wheel of life. Chiri Gurung is a Thangka artist who used to be a monk. Here I am buying a Thangka in Lo Manthang. So how long did it take you to make this one?
There is 1 month work.
1 month of work?
Yeah.
I mean, how much better can it get? This is going to be one sweet souvenir.
Nothing beats historical travelogues to get reference and insight into what a place was like in the past and how it may have evolved into the present. Piesel's Mustang, a lost Tibetan kingdom, is probably the most definitive account of this remote frontier land. Piesel, who was an ethnologist and an explorer, was the first Westerner to stay for an appreciable amount of time in Mustang, 6 months. A must-read, I say, for anyone planning a trip here.
Yes, that's why.
Michael Piesel's book. How much is this for?
$20.
I really wanted this book, you know. I've read excerpts. Historical narratives by travelers are fascinating just because when you read them, they help you recreate a world that doesn't exist anymore. It does require a fair bit of imagination. Actually, it requires a lot of imagination, and I think that's what makes Lo Manthang so special. Now, this gentleman, Michael Piesel, Frenchman, came to Lo Manthang in 1964. It took him 15 days to get here. It took us 5 days to get here. And he says that it was so remote as to be virtually independent. So it was almost like this mystical kingdom that even people in Nepal didn't really know much about. You read about it, there are scattered sort of references in history. In the 1950s, a Swiss geologist named Tony Hagen, I think his name was, came by here, and there are he did write about it. But it was basically this guy. He spent 6 months here, and he was virtually the first foreigner to live here. When Michael came here, the citizens of Lo Manthang believed the earth was flat. There were no wheels, and there was polyandry in existence here. I don't know if all of that still holds true, and surely there is a lot of modernity that's come about, but still it's minuscule. When this man came here in 1964, and when Johan and I walked in here, what we saw, or what we are seeing, is almost exactly what this man saw, and that's what makes this place so special. Hey Johan, what do you think?
Not bad.
Not bad, huh?
You got yourself a great book. I'm gonna take that from you when you're finished with it. I can't remember the last time I clicked so many pictures in such a small area. Lo Manthang is a photographer's dream. There are chortens, monasteries, gorgeous old houses, these macabre-looking animal heads and skulls. And the people themselves are amazingly not the least bit conscious of the camera. There are at least 3 monasteries in the old city, and one in particular is the most impressive structure in town, visible from all corners.
What I find quite unbelievable is that these mud and stone structures are still livable centuries after being built. Modern structures made of cement usually don't last longer than 50 to 60 years. It just doesn't make sense.
The theme of the most important annual event in Mustang, the Tiji Festival, is the most pervasive across religions, victory of good over evil. According to mythology, the festival commemorates the destruction of a demon who had inflicted disease on Mustang and stolen all its water. The festival has been held at Lo Manthang since the 17th century and goes on for 3 days in the courtyard of the palace in the old city. The primary dancer has to complete a 3-month retreat before the event, and the dance has representation from all 7 provinces of Mustang. I've seen photographers from at least a dozen countries here, and all the ones I've met have told me that being here in Mustang and attending this festival is the culmination of a life goal. This is really a special moment for me. Lo is no longer a kingdom, but the would-have-been king continues to command a great deal of respect here. This gentleman is the 26th generation of his family to ascend the throne. Where are we, Meraj?
Huh?
Where are we?
I don't know, man. You know, that's the thing about Lo Manthang. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to find your way. Actually, you know what? That's probably a lesson for life anyway.
If you don't know where
you're going, don't be surprised where you land up. I read that somewhere.
Right? If you don't know where you're going, how would you know if you
Well, I think that, Johan, I think it would be accurate to say that neither you nor I give a about where we are going. But you know what? We're having a heck of a time getting nowhere.
Going nowhere.
Oh, that was a neat line, Meraj. I'd live to, jeez, huh?